Hi, I'm Karush.
Hi, I'm Subramaniam, and together we are Team ModSpeed.
Did you know that for some e-commerce websites, a 1-second delay in loading its pages could mean up to $2.5 million of loss in a year?
Did you know that about 60% of a website's users will wait only 3 seconds for it to load, after which they drop off, and this could mean a lot of business?
Now we see that the common thread between all of these trends is the page speed. What is the page speed?
In simple words, page speed is the speed with which your website loads. It's usually measured in seconds, but if you're measuring it in minutes, there's something really wrong with your website.
These were major concerns for us as well, and we had the need.
The need
for speed.
And that's how we set out looking for tangible solutions. Solutions that would make a difference. And that's how we found Mod PageSpeed, an Apache server module.
Apache is the most popular open source web server operating system. Now let's take a look at what the Mod PageSpeed module is capable of.
It essentially acts on 5 major elements of a web page: the JavaScript, the styling elements, various inline and outline elements, and the browser's cache along with the images.
We began Operation Black Viper. We cyberstalked the forums and discussion boards looking for someone who could answer our questions.
That's when we got our man on scope, Jeff Kaufman, software engineer at Google. He was one of the minds behind the module. We dived right into the documentation, the back alleys of Mod PageSpeed.
We learned that Mod PageSpeed offered customizations through dedicated filters. It had separate filters for handling images, separate filters for handling JavaScript, and a bunch of other filters that handle things like styling, caching, and HTML elements, bringing the total number of filters to 56.
However, with default installation, we found out that only 27 of these filters, which are less aggressive, are switched on. This was more like a safe bet installation that would show some kind of performance for all websites in general, but to really squeeze out the best of Mod PageSpeed, customization was the way to go.
This gave rise to the need for new tools to test out our newfound understanding.
To fully understand Mod PageSpeed's customization capabilities and to test the various filters, we needed to go to another level. This hunger was satisfied by the per request testing we conducted using Web Page Test, which allowed us to record granular results from every single run and simultaneously test the various filters to great detail.
Web Page Test had so many metrics to play around that we had to classify them into 3 categories. The timing category gave us metrics like time to the first byte, time to title, time to start render, and our favorite, load time. The usual metric number of requests was also present, but this time we could really go granular and see the split up for elements like HTML, JavaScript, images, and text. The page size category of metrics provided us exact split for the size of every element, like the size of HTML, the size of JavaScript, the size of images, and the size of text content.
To test the complete flexibility of Mod PageSpeed, we created 5 sets of filter combinations, each highly customized. The first one being Mod PageSpeed Image. This combination had filters that were aggressive towards optimization of the on-page images, but not so aggressive on the other elements. The Mod PageSpeed JavaScript. This combination had filters that were aggressive towards optimization of heavy JavaScripts, but not so aggressive towards the other elements. Mod PageSpeed All. This was the most aggressive filter combination with all filters available switched on. Mod PageSpeed Default. This was the least aggressive with only default filters on. And finally, one with Mod PageSpeed turned off.
The way it worked is, Web Page Test allowed us to pit one test page with multiple filter settings against each other and gave us comparative results calculated over 6 runs.
Once all the data was collected, it was time for the final showdown. We hit the nail on the head with the image-heavy e-commerce one website test pages. As can be seen in the timing category of metrics, the load time for the Mod PageSpeed image custom filters simply outclassed every other by miles, and Mod PageSpeed All scoring a healthy second.
Moving on to the request category of metrics, we saw that being an image-intensive website, the number of requests for images formed a major part of the total number of requests. Here too, our custom image filter combination took the pole position by reducing the number of requests for images the most, with all filters on coming in a close second.
Reiterating this trend was the page size category of metrics, which showed that our custom image filters reduced the page size the most, securing an unbeaten supremacy over the others, while mod page speed all closely followed.
Subsequently, we observed that in the e-commerce 2 test pages, the timing category metrics were being aced by all filters on, with our custom image filter on a close second.
We observed that again in the request category, all filters on showed the most reduction in the number of requests, with our custom image filter on its heels close behind.
But in terms of reduction of page size, our custom image filter showed the most reduction, followed by all filters on.
So Subbu, the obvious question here is, why is this phenomenon happening?
Well, Karush, this is because of the image cache filter that is at play both in our custom image filter and all filters on, leading to images being saved locally on your computer.
We also observed that in non-image heavy cases where JavaScript played a more important role, our JavaScript custom filters did respond to some extent. So Subbu, I think it's time to show all our cards and take the game away.
Take me on a rocket ride. Take me on a rocket ride. Take me on a rocket ride. Take me on a
So Subbu, we clearly have our custom image filters as the front runners for the first place.
Yes, in our case we do, but extrapolating it to the real world, it would not be safe to assume that all web pages will be image heavy. We should rather customize the mod page speed filters to best suit the structure of our website. Thus, mod page speed custom is our final verdict.
That's it for now. It was a pleasure presenting to you.
This is Team Mod Speed signing off.